So nobody tells you about living in a dorm versus an apartment your freshman year at Georgia Tech from someone who's done both. And before we get started, if you're an incoming GT student, I could save this for later. I post a lot about Georgia Tech student life, housing, Midtown living, and just overall college advice. So definitely follow along. Honestly, living in a dorm freshman year was such an adjustment for me. I went from having my own room, my own bathroom, in my parents' house to suddenly sharing a tiny space with another person and also using communal bathrooms. And nobody warns you about how little privacy you actually have. People are always around. You hear everything. Your roommate's friends constantly walk into your room, and even doing laundry becomes a strategic event because if you leave your clothes in there too long, someone will come and move them. But at the same time, dorms made meeting people so much easier. I feel like freshman year, everyone's just kind of looking for friends. So you naturally end up talking to people in the hallways, in the lounges, in the elevator, random campus events. It's honestly hard not to meet people. And when I moved into an apartment, the biggest thing I noticed was how calm my life got. Having my own space, my own kitchen, my own washer and dryer, and just a routine that actually felt stable made such a difference for me mentally. I used to think that moving into an apartment would make me feel isolated, but honestly, it didn't at all. I still saw all my friends, whether they lived in the same building, on campus nearby, or just around Midtown. It just ended up becoming more intentional instead of random. Also, cooking your own meals after surviving on dining hall food and takeout is genuinely life-changing. And living near Tech Square, Atwood, Cypress, and all my usual spots, it still makes it really easy to just go grab something even when I don't feel like cooking. I think the biggest difference, honestly, just comes down to lifestyle. Dorms feel very freshman experience. They're social, chaotic, convenient. There's always something going on. Apartments feel more independent, more freedom, more privacy, more control over your space and your routine. And something that a lot of people don't realize is that Georgia Tech actually does not require freshmen to live on campus. So you do have options. Neither one is necessarily better. I know people who loved dorm life, and I also know people that moved off campus literally one semester into college and were so much happier. It really just depends on what kind of environment you thrive in, what you want your day-to-day life to look like. Anyway, send this to your future roommate or someone trying to decide where to live at Tech. And if you have any questions about GT housing or Midtown apartments, leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to answer.